When we first moved to Bucks County, we met Ronnie and Marcy Abraham, and Marcy Abraham said, we really should have a synagogue in Bucks County. And so that's how Shir and Me began. And I can remember clearly when we were looking for members, we sat, one of the ways that we found members was we were looking at telephone books, looking for last names that sounded Jewish. And so we would make a list, and we'd have a mailing list, and we'd send out things to those people that we wanted to start a synagogue in Bucks County.
Now, without Ronnie and Marcy's impetus, it never would have gotten off the ground. They really were the driving force behind Shir and Me.
Ready? Our first meeting was very exciting in our new family room with new friends from Richboro, Holland, and Newtown. The small group of 14 families started a journey together that lasted 40 years. We led Bucks County Jewish Congregation, which became Shir and Me later years, in January 1976. And in our own room right here where Marcy just spoke, we had our first meeting with 14 families. The synagogue grew rapidly. High holidays each year for the first couple years were held at a movie theater until 1978 when our first sanctuary was built. Marcy helped design the interior of the sanctuary. I, of course, did the fundraising, which I love to do. And we were very lucky. We had support of about 70 families that helped put the first synagogue structure together in Newtown. Our first permanent rabbi then entered in 1978, Elliot Strom.
The images that are in my mind, I think back to coming in for my first interview with the search committee for a rabbi way back in 1979, and sitting with this committee and trying to remember who everyone was. And what struck me about it was the energy, the incredible energy of these people, and the chutzpah. As incredible as their energy was, their chutzpah was way worse. It was so off the charts. They had all these crazy ideas that we were going to grow from, which we were at the time, about 80 families, that we were going to grow within 5 years to 300 families, that we were going to finish this building and be thinking about another. And I listened to all these crazy plans, and I thought, well, I like their energy, I like their optimism, but I think they're a little bit off the charts on their expectations. And then, of course, 2 years later, we were at 300 families.
This is fantastic. We have to go and fund the youth groups from now on. And we decided that if we put it in the budget early and defend it, the appropriations to the death, so to speak, it would work out for the youth groups. Since then, we have a very active youth group, and it's been fantastic for kids growing up in Judaism.
A dream of mine had came true where we created this amazing youth lounge. Back then it started as offices, and then it went to a day school, and then when we were renovating the building, I put a plea in for the kids. I'm always looking out for the kids of Shir and Me, and I really wanted them to have a place to go, a place that they can call their own, something that they can contribute and feel good about. And so, the help of Men's Club, we created this amazing youth lounge. They gave me $15,000 and said, go for it.
We have pictures of people who attended the Torah March through Newtown, which was a very exciting time for the synagogue. We have a couple of pictures of how the mural was completed in the old social hall. The clergy decided they would like to have a mikveh. Well, we came back with how to do it, and I brought along pictures that you could see of how the construction of a mikveh takes place. Finally, when we had completed it, filled it with water, and everybody gave me their opinions of it's too hot, it's too cold, it's not high enough, it's too low. It's slippery, it's not slippery. And we had figured out how the rainwater would kiss with the water in the storage tanks. And one day I just locked the door, took my clothes off, got into the mikveh, and said, you know something, it's pretty good.
I think when I go back in my mind to the early days of the synagogue, what really strikes me in retrospect is it's like taking out a family album and going back through all the events and being reminded of all the key events that happened through the years, all the celebrations and all the achievements and the key players, and even those little moments that while they're happening may not seem so terribly significant and in retrospect look really powerful and important. And it was a reminder that you can build anything from the ground up if you have the right ideas and if you have the commitment, and most of all, if you have the right people. So those right people from those days, they made it all happen. And we did it together through the years. It's a great family album. It's full of color and it's full of excitement and it's really full of achievement. And it's filled for me with real pride. When I look back on those moments, when I look back on those images, I have enormous pride in what we've accomplished together and real gratitude that for me, my life got to take shape in two wonderful families with my sweetheart Susan and our children and our grandchildren, and with my second great love in this world and this life, and that is Shir and me, Bucks County Jewish congregation.
When Elliot and baby Adam and I first came to Richboro, we were very young. I mean, really very young, in our 20s. And I think it won't come as any surprise to those of you who are really the old members, the founding members who were here when we came, that I had some trepidation. I had some concerns about being the wife of a congregational rabbi. But very quickly, I realized that just like Elliot's and my marriage was a match made in heaven, Elliot's marriage to Shir and me, coming here as your rabbi, was a match made in heaven too. And that my job was to make sure that he could do his job as well as he possibly could.
One funny thing happened at Holly Holiday at the movie theater. And as you all know, movie theaters make popcorn. And on Yom Kippur, we all had the smell of popcorn machines in the background on Yom Kippur. Very difficult to maintain fasting when there's popcorn smells in the back of a movie theater. But we all lasted. Those years were great years. And Marcy, do you remember how we bought the first Torah? Marcy and I went to New York with Rabbi Bogage. And Marcy and I purchased our first Torah, I believe in 1976, 1977. And that Torah stayed in our master bedroom closet, which we took a picture of. But that's where the Torah stayed for those early years until our synagogue was completed in 1980. They were great years. I remember the township. They argued with us the amount of trees we had to cut down. We all compromised. We cut a lot of trees. And the groundbreaking was a unique day. It rained. And there's some pictures of that day, of the groundbreaking in the rain. They were good old days. We all had a great 40 years together.
One of the things that I always remember is that one of my favorite days of the year was Erev Rosh Hashanah in Rosh Hashanah. I would stand at the doors welcoming people into the synagogue after the long summer break, and it always felt like all my children were finally coming home and were back where they belonged. And it was our home, and the members of Shir were and are our family, and we love being here and love being part of this community.
Shir has come to mean a lot to us and to our family. It's been a place for community, for our Reform Jewish community, a place of learning and exploring, a place of participation, especially for our family. All of the important events of the past 32 years in our lives have taken place here, and with our many friends here at Shir. Our daughter became bat mitzvah, our son and daughter both became confirmed. Our granddaughter had her bat mitzvah. We've had such love and support from so many here in Shir. It's really been a blessing to us.
We're very blessed because we have had 4 generations of our family walk through these halls and into the sanctuary. My parents attended many events here. My father was well known for his version of Dayenu on the harmonica.
A really wonderful moment was the 25th anniversary of my being with Shir. The fantastic party that was given in my honor, and here's the ad book that went with that. And what was great about that was that so many people came out, and the theme was that everybody had to dress as bikers, because they know that that's a big part of my life, is my motorcycle.
One of my most special personal memories was as president of Shir to see the completion of the enlarged sanctuary and celebrating our first high holidays with me sitting on the bima with Rabbi Strom during that day, those days, and enjoying the large crowd that we were able to include by having this beautiful new sanctuary.
And of course, my most powerful memory actually didn't happen right in this building, but it happened in the midst of the many people of this congregation, and that was in 1993 when I was ordained as a rabbi. I got my start here. I learned my first Aleph Bet here from Rabbi Strom. I took adult education courses, and somewhere along the line, somehow I sort of took it to an extreme and decided on a third career of my life.
A couple of my special Shir moments. Actually, I have 2 special moments that come to my mind. One is when I became an adult bar mitzvah. I was never bar mitzvahed at age 13, so it was a pleasure for me to really be honored as part of this Jewish community as an adult bar mitzvah. That was my first special memory. The second one I would have to say is being installed as the president of Shir. I think it's something that I've worked for many years, I've trained for many years, and I really feel that I'm a leader, and I was able to give that back to my congregation. It meant so much to me to stand up there and announce my presidency to the congregation, that they've put so much faith in me and such trust in me as their leader.
I don't know a time where I wasn't part of the Shir family. So I grew up here. I grew up at Shir. I tell all of our students how wonderful it is for me to be able to be at a place every single day that I consider to be my home away from home.
I became director for this wonderful school, the Early Learning Center, for 28 years. Over those 28 years, I saw it grow from 62 children to well over, at one time, 300 children. We had a wonderful staff. We were a family. We were a team. We worked together. I could not have done it without them. Not only were we a staff, but what the beauty of this school was the community that we built, the parents, the children, the staff. We became one.
So I'm thinking about what Shir really means to me and to us. It's been the core of our lives for the last 35, 36, 37 years. I forget, even coming up to 40, I guess, is the
Something like that.
something like that.
One of the things that I have to say about Jeremy is that I was not here by myself. I was here with my family. And my family, this became part of our family. As a matter of fact, my 3 boys considered Jeremy their sister that they never had.
I hope that, through my work here, both with Rabbi Strom for so many years and now with Rabbi Simon, that I've been able to be there for many people and to be an important part of their lives as well.
I just hope for the future for them that it's going to be a really, really great congregation.
My hopes and dreams really lie in these kids behind me. 25 years ago, we had a dream of building this youth group to be the strongest in the entire region, and we succeeded.
My hopes and dreams for Shir Me in the future are that families who are with us today will be families who are with us for a lifetime, like my family.
I think that in retrospect, at this point, when we are not so young anymore, but young at heart, I think that we can all look together and talk about what a wonderful ride it's been. Thank you.
Today, we stand on the shoulders of all of our previous leadership at Shir Me and staff, those who founded Shir Me, Rabbi Strom, Hillary Lieboff, Barbara Cohen. Thank you. We wouldn't be here today without all of you. To our current staff, who will then continue the legacy, I, as the next incoming president, am so excited to be working with all of you. And thank you to all the past presidents of Shir Me and the founding families of Shir Me, that we will continue this legacy that you started.
So I get to speak on behalf of all of the new families at Shir Me. And I want to thank all of you who helped to make this community what it is. For me, Jason, Eva, baby number 2 on the way, we've found a family here in Newtown in Bucks County. And that family didn't happen overnight. All of the work that you all put in to bringing our community to this place, to making our community a Kehillah Kadosha, a holy community that's there for one another in times of celebration and times of need. You all should be so proud of yourselves. Looking at this place, looking at the community you've built, the family that you've built, and knowing that it's been there for you throughout your time and will continue to be here for generations to come.
Happy birthday, Shir Me!
Happy birthday, Shir Me!
Happy birthday, Shir Me!
Happy birthday, Shir Me!
Happy birthday, Shir Me! Happy birthday, Shir Me! Happy birthday, Shir Me!
Happy birthday, Shir Me.
Happy birthday, Shir Me!